Good afternoon. As you see, we're all here working through the crisis dealing with the coronavirus, and all of us wish to address you today about certain aspects that concerns the city and populace itself. Superintendent Hassell will be addressing you related to the schools. Obviously, Mayor Rawls will be addressing to you about social distancing and also city government. Mayor Sterbinksy will be addressing you dealing with the healthcare situation, availability of medical treatment and related subjects, and I'll be addressing you dealing with county government and available resources.
Good afternoon. This is Joey Hassell, Superintendent of Haywood County Schools. Today I'd just like to provide an update to our community in regard to Haywood County Schools' preparation to have grab-and-go student meals available for our students throughout the county starting on Monday, March 23rd and continuing through Tuesday, March 31st with the exception of weekends. So beginning Monday at 5 locations: Haywood High School, Haywood Middle School, the corner of Cooper Street and Hatchie, also Stanton Town Hall, and then we added a site at the Scott Street Center yesterday. From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. our students may pick up a lunch, and then they'll also receive a breakfast for the following morning. Our guidance is and preference is that individuals come in a vehicle, and please remain in the vehicle, and we will see the number of students there and provide those meals. However, we do realize that transportation may be a challenge for some, so if we do have walk-ups, we are prepared. We just will ensure that there's no congregation of large groups, but we'll have directions on site should that occur. So meals will be individually wrapped with lunch and the next day's breakfast. Students must be present to receive a meal, so in order to receive the meal, a student must be present, and we cannot have any of the food consumed on site. And again, these meals will be available for our students starting on Monday and continuing through March 31st. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our district office at 731-772-9613, and we will have individuals manning the phone lines from 9:30 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and the following Monday and Tuesday during this meal service. Also, there have been questions about what about do students and teachers have to make this time up? At this time, we're within our inclement weather days of 10 days, so at this time there's no need to make up days. And additionally, our General Assembly, our House and Senate chamber yesterday passed a bill waiving the 180-day requirement for students. So at this time, any time missed will not have to be made up. So we won't be going to school in June or July. However, we're hopeful that we will be able to return as planned sooner than later, and we'll continue with activities at that date. In the meantime, follow us on social media at Haywood County Schools, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or myself on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Look us up and you can find us, and we'll try to keep our community up to date on what's happening with Haywood County Schools. Stay safe, be smart, and take care. We love you, Haywood Tomcats.
All right, good afternoon. This is Mayor Bill Rawls coming to you from the offices of the county courthouse. Today we're collaborating with all our county and local officials as we address this health crisis in our community. I can't emphasize the importance of social distancing in our community. Washing your hands, the coronavirus, COVID-19 can be killed with soap and water. We're asking everybody to vigilantly wash your hands and keep your distance from other people in the public when you are in the public arena. But more important, we ask you to stay home. If you don't have to come out, please don't come out of the house. We're asking you to work from home, worship from home, and just stay home, period. We're asking those that need to, please get enough toiletries and supplies to last for 14 days. In the event that you're exposed, or when you're exposed to the coronavirus, you have 14 days of supplies because you will be asked to be self-quarantined. We ask that you fill out your prescriptions. And where you're able to do so, get a 90-day prescription filled so you won't have to, that'll cut down one trip. We're asking not to gouge items from the local stores in the event that you have to get these toiletries. I can't emphasize once again that we ask you to stay home, keep your distance, wash your hands, do not touch your hands, your face. Use your hands to touch your face, eyes, or nose while we're dealing with this health crisis. Some of the things we'll be doing from the city of Brownsville is the animal shelter, or we're no longer accepting animals unless it's an extreme emergency. The Delta Heritage Center has been closed until further notice, and our public library has restrictions and closures as far as public access is concerned. In the City Hall, we're going to issue an executive order saying that we'll be closed from the public from March 23rd through April 1st, in which time we'll reevaluate. During that closure period, we will be answering the phones, we'll be answering emails, and those who need to come to City Hall to do in-person business, we ask that you call and make an appointment before you do so. But if you feel sick, if you know someone is sick, if you know someone's been exposed to the virus, we ask that you will keep yourself quarantined by staying at home. It's vitally important. We see a lot of people that hadn't taken this seriously. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when we have positive cases in Haywood County. We see positive cases in Dyer, in Fayette, Dyer, and one other county in West Tennessee. So it's just a matter of time in our small communities before we see this, but we can get through this and we will work through this together. But it's very vigilant, very important that you understand that if you don't have the symptoms, or if you do have mild symptoms, that you can expose someone who's vulnerable, senior population, those who have compromised immune systems, with diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer treatments. These people are very vulnerable to this virus. It is highly contagious. It can live on surfaces for a limited amount of time, depending on the temperature of the environment in which they're in. So we're asking you to continue to disinfect your high-touch surfaces, using hand sanitizer, but disinfecting and wiping down your steering wheel, your cell phone, your computer screen, your doorknobs, everything you have an opportunity to do so. Well, also, when you're doing it, we're asking that you not flush all these wipes. This can overload your sewer system and cause even further problems while we deal with this crisis. And we'll be addressing issues later as to not to overload the medical infrastructure that we have in place. But rest assured that we here in Brownsville, Tennessee, and Haywood County are going to address this issue and are addressing this issue around the clock with a high level of communication and a high level of transparency. We want to let you know that if you stay home, it sounds very simple, and you wash your hands, we can flatten the curve. We want to not expose as many people as possible to this virus in our community, but we can only do it with your help. We will be vigilant. Things are changing rapidly from day to day and from hour to hour. But we are constantly monitoring the CDC's website, which you can do as well at cdc.gov, and the Tennessee Department of Health at tennessee.gov/health. These are opportunities for you to get first-hand information. We are now considered to be at mitigation level 1, which requires us to do social distancing. We've seen infectious diseases throughout the history of our communities and our country and our world, and we will work through this, but we have to be vigilant. In our present time, in our high socializing areas, we have to stay at home, work from home, worship from home. These are the updates that we have for you today, but we'll be coming back to you really soon to keep you informed about what to do. We ask you not to panic, but we're asking you to be careful and take this contagious disease very seriously. We are in a state of a global pandemic, and it will affect Haywood County as well as every county in the country. The number of cases now is exceeding 14,000 and expected to grow as more testing is done. Live healthy, live strong, wash your hands, and stay at home. Thank you.
Hi, I just want to talk about the medical situation that we have here in Haywood County. One of the things we want to ensure is that everybody in Haywood County has access to healthcare providers. That's absolutely critical. But on the other hand, we have to recognize that there are a limited number of doctors in Haywood County. There's a limited number of supplies, a limited amount of equipment. So how do you balance these two things out? Well, after consultation with the doctors in Haywood County, we came to this position. If you think you have the symptoms of COVID-19, please call your doctor. If you have a cough or fever or aching, if you think those are symptoms that you need addressing with medical attention, call your doctor and let them walk you through the process. The last thing we need is everybody going to all the doctor's office. Suddenly the doctor's offices are overwhelmed and nobody gets access to healthcare. So that's very important to do. And if you have the symptoms, once you're over the symptoms, please self-isolate for another 72 hours to make sure that everything is good and you're not contagious to anybody. The other thing I want to talk about is this notion of hoarding. In Stanton, we don't do hoarding. We have a 25-mile round trip to go to Brownsville, get our groceries, and come back. So we're used to just making that trip on an occasional basis, and we get what we need and maybe a little bit more, just enough to last us till we come back to Brownsville or wherever we get groceries for the next time. That's the way we do. And so just don't hoard. Make sure you have enough to meet yourself and your needs of your family, but potentially up to 14 days. And just don't buy any more than that, because other people need to do that too. When it comes to Lysol and hand tissues and hand washing things, let other people do that as well. We all have to work together. And in the middle of all this, please remember to live life. We're here to enjoy life, and yes, this is a difficult time, but it's also a time when we can laugh and we can talk and we call our friends and we may be able to Facebook our friends. Remember to enjoy life, and that's very important for all of us in Haywood County. So when you're doing your social distancing, remember to keep 6 feet away from people, and please, whatever you do, wash your hands. Thank you.
Good afternoon, David Livingston, your Haywood County Mayor. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in Haywood County. First of all, it's a very difficult time in life for all of us, but we can and we will succeed in conquering this virus. I want you to be, one, calm about the situation. With regards to hoarding and food, we're all walking in places where people have bought 30,000 of this or 10,000 that or 5,000 this and making shortages. Be considerate of your neighbors. Get what you need, but no more than what you need, please. I have been in contact with the grocers. There's plenty of groceries to go around as long as people act sensibly and buy sensibly. Don't buy more than you need, but buy exactly what you need. Now, I want to address you a little bit about the available situation that's very likely to occur. We are going to see some unemployment. They have waived, the state of Tennessee has waived the 3-week requirement upon applying for unemployment. So apply for unemployment immediately should you get unemployment. There are tremendous funds available for this, and they have promised they're going to get you started with your check immediately. With regards to small business administration has been given millions of dollars to loan to small business to keep them afloat. So address your small business situation. When you have a situation where you say, hey, I don't have any health care, the governor has expanded the TennCare coverage for the unemployed dealing with the COVID-19 virus. So don't fail to call your physician, but call first, because they certainly want you to attend to you, but they don't want just hundreds of people to come to their office unnecessarily. Now, with regards to a few other things I wanted to address you about, we have a situation here in Haywood County dealing with Haywood County government. Haywood County government will stay open. The courthouse will be open. Starting Monday, which will be the 23rd of March, we're going to employ a situation where the offices themselves will be closed to foot traffic. That doesn't mean that you can't get your business done. What you do is you call before you come, or if you can't call, come, but at the same time, the respective office holders will probably be not having face-to-face contact with you, but will be doing it through a glass door or a barrier by which, but you will get your services done. We're trying to protect the public as much as possible, but also protect our employees. It's a situation that it's alarming at best, but at the same time, we need to do all we can to combat this virus. This virus is particularly susceptible to the elderly, the people who have immune problems, diabetics, anybody that's on dialysis, but on the same token, pregnant women. So ladies and gentlemen, we've got to protect all of our neighbors. We are the volunteer state. Be neighborly. Look out for each other. Be prudent and reasonable as to what you do. So under the circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, let's be Haywood strong. We're all in this together.